In today's video, I want to talk about motivation. I believe motivation is one of the most important issues in learning anything. And today, I'm not your trainer, I'm not your coach, or not your teacher. I'm someone who wants to share some personal experience with you, how I dealt with these issues. And I'm not a person who did it better. So I just want to share some personal experience. But I encountered some very interesting theories these years. And I think if you keep watching, this video might change how you see setting goals, how to deal with ups and downs in your life, and how to keep yourself going even if you don't feel like to. And this is not one of those videos who's going to tell you, keep going, just stand up and you can make it. No, that's not my style. I truly want to discuss how that process works. The reason why I'm doing this video today is because an old student is now following me on YouTube, and he asked carefully if I could make the videos more fun because it's a little boring watching all this learning stuff. And I thought, of course, I will do that, but this is a perfect moment that I want to share the term of learning something as building connections with you. There is a very famous Chinese psychologist called Juhong. In his theory, love and connection is the solution to everything, including learning. So if you're learning Chinese, for example, the moment that you set the goal that you want to learn Chinese is the moment that you have to decide. Do you want to learn Chinese for its result, or do you want to learn Chinese itself? But why? Well, Wu Zhihong introduced two terms here, and these are so simple that I'm going to say in Chinese, but they're great so that you can understand instantly. He said, 爱是我和你，爱不是我和他. For those who didn't learn lesson 3 and 4, it means love is I and you, and love is not I and it. What does he mean by that? Well, he believed all kinds of connections are all kinds of love. So love is about connection. And if we are now setting a goal, we want to have a connection. And that connection should be about you and I. Otherwise, it's not a real connection. So a real connection, it's just about I and you. It's a relationship between us. But if I set a goal and I want something out of it, it is a connection that is not real because it's a relationship between I and the benefit of you. And this defines fundamentally how you're going to deal with it in difficult times. And I think this is quite similar with learning Chinese because if we're being honest, you can't expect to be able to speak and understand Chinese in 3 months. You can't have that kind of result in a short time. And it's not that you put more effort and instantly you can. It is about the connection. Just like what I'm doing with YouTube. You want to be able to speak and understand Chinese because you want to learn Chinese. Make that your goal. I know a goal should be measurable. I know the SMART principle, but let's forget that for a bit. Think about your goal is just about learning Chinese. You just want a connection. And every little effort that you put into it will count. So, if you don't feel like learning Chinese, probably it's because you don't want to put that amount of time today in learning Chinese. It is not about you are no longer motivated. It's just about now. You don't feel like that deep connection right now. Then build a small connection. Why not watch this video and see it could be interesting just thinking about learning Chinese, and that's enough. So I've been wanting to start up this YouTube channel for a long time, but I've been in the online marketing world and SEO world for a long time as well. So I do know how much effort you need to put into a YouTube channel, especially a learning course YouTube channel, and how little you actually could get out of it. So I'm aware this is not a good investment and you will not get a good return on investment. But at the same time, I think this is actually something similar to learning Chinese because it's not lucrative. You can't really get a lot out of learning Chinese, at least not now. And you need to put a lot of effort into this. And that's why, actually, one of the biggest reasons why I'm doing this. I need to invest my time and effort into this without knowing what I will get out of it. That's because I'm trying to build a you and I and you relationship. I want 我和你. Because my motto, and that's what's driving me, is to make as many people as possible to learn Chinese as easily as possible. I truly, genuinely want you to learn Chinese. So now, after we've decided that learning Chinese is a long process, it's a deep connection that you really want, I want to talk about execution. And execution is the tricky point because that's the moment that it becomes real. And it's never hard to do the things when you're motivated and you want to do it now. It is always tricky from the moment that you don't feel like doing it anymore. And that's why I want to talk about a personal experience, which is running. So I'm a bad runner and I'm bad at sports. Can we simply jump to the point that I made it? Because today I run. I run every day. On a bad day, I run 4 kilometers for at least 30 minutes. And on a good day, I run maximally 6 kilometers for maximally 50 minutes. I don't do less, but I don't do more. Because this is the only way that I can guarantee that I run every day. I made it work not because I'm a strong person. I tried for so long and so often. I made it work because I built a connection with running. Yes, I started running because I wanted to live more healthily, but it's no longer about health anymore. It's just about me and running. I wanted to be a running person. I wanted to run every day. And ever since I made that decision, I tried every day to get closer to that goal, to become a running person. And today, I still can't impress anyone with my running result because I can neither run very fast nor very far. But I run every day, so that qualifies me as a runner. I came to a conclusion that you need self-love to make it happen. Because when the first excitement goes away, you're left there alone. You're the only one who sits there and has to decide, should I put on these running shoes and go for a run? Or should I just tell myself, you know what, I don't feel like it. Let's do it the other day. After trying for so hard and failing so often, I learned my lesson. Taking out that whip and push myself harder and harder never gets me there where I want to be. Because it works just for the day. Next day, I sit there and have the same situation. So instead, I learned a new tactic, which is loving myself and negotiate with myself using a very gentle voice. What is the least you can do? I started treating myself like a friend who is really trying to solve this problem together with me. So I started really running for 1 minute a day. Soon enough, I reached the goal running for 1 kilometer a day. And today is 4 kilometers. But it's never about getting higher and better all the time. It's really just about what is the minimum you can do and you want to do. And if you have a problem, you will solve it together with yourself because you're treating yourself like a friend. Just like when I started running, I realized weather was my biggest enemy and I fought against it for so long. And then my solution was buying a running machine. And I have it today. And ever since then, I never missed one single session anymore. So this is my request on you. Whenever you don't feel like learning Chinese on that day, don't force it. Be gentle with yourself. Ask yourself instead, what's the least I can do today? And you don't have to do a lot. If you want to watch a video about China, just do it. Do the least you can. As long as you truly want that learning Chinese become part of your life, you will make it work.